fans, rock gurus, rock aficionados, welcome to The Rock Show. Out there today, because it's MPJ, it's a new rock album review show. It's me, Nige, Chris, Andy, Paul and Trish, and we're reviewing the latest rock albums that have been released. So, today's offering, Soul Syndicate and their album Reckoning. Now, we have not reviewed Soul Syndicate before. Let's start with you, Chris. What do you think?
As I said, we haven't reviewed them before. They're not one that I know, but there's a good heavy rock album in here. It's kind of very similar tonally to what we've already had from Jelicic and Primal Fear, just in the heavy melodic rock album. I think it really works. They feel a little bit more in control, a little bit less anger, I think, and a little bit less grittiness than we had with the Jelicic. There's some nice atmospherics, and there's one of the songs towards the end of the album, Back of an Angel, just some of the tones they use in that, they bring in some reverb to the lyrics that works really well for me. There's also Mob Rules, song about halfway through, where they start off with kind of a tribal chant, and then the drums kick in. Is a real highlight for me as well. And there's some electronic and synth in there, so all that sounds as it should. Like, there's quite a lot of variety in here, and I think that's one of the things that just sort of leaves me a little bit unsettled with the album. There's just quite a lot going on, quite a few different things coming through. It's an enjoyable listen, but that just sort of detracts a little bit in terms of understanding what the album is trying to do, where they're trying to go musically. So that just sort of took a little bit of a detraction for me.
I think I said,
when we were
trying to entertain you, Chris. We're trying to entertain you.
That's absolutely fine, but it's just a case of just left me a little bit unsettled in terms of where we were in the album. And as I kind of mentioned in Jelicic, the sort of the more heavier rock that we've got in the first three albums of this month was just sort of wasn't the right sort of time for me in the year. I've had this where we talked about it before. There's some albums that at different times in the year I will give very different scores to as to whether I'm enjoying them or not. So I think it's just the mindset you're in and what's going on around you. But yeah, again, very solid album, as kind of you've alluded to, Nige. This month is quite a lot of very solid albums, and so yeah, it's a good one to for those interested in heavy rock and that sort of thing to take a listen to and see what they think.
Trish, were you in the mood, Trish? Was it the month for you to be in the mood?
Do you know what? Chris has literally said word for word something that I'm going to say in the middle of my review. So we're quite aligned on some bits.
Are you unsettled?
Pardon?
Are you unsettled?
No.
What?
Not unsettled.
Well, that's Chris. Chris is unsettled. That's what you said you were going to say the same thing as Chris. I was just wondering if you were unsettled as well.
No.
Good.
No, what I would say is a positive part.
Okay.
There's no denying that Scandinavians do metal rock well, and this band is no exception. This album is solid with heavy riffs from the guitars and harsh yet clear vocals from the lead with the European sound to it all. The songs have memorable choruses to sing along to, for example, on the Eye of the Storm. Harmonies work well with the heavy sound of music to deliver each song. A lot of the tracks are about you having to make personal decisions. Then, oh my God, what a track, The Mob Rules, with its tribal chant at the beginning, then hitting with its hypnotic guitar and drums. This was, for me, the standout track on the album. This album certainly shows that Soul Syndicate are a band to be reckoned with. Powerful, influential, significant, and cannot easily be ignored or dismissed.
So you weren't unsettled? No. Okay. Paul, can you settle us down with a more positive vibe as well?
Yeah, I think I can. So, Swedish hard rock band Soul Syndicate have released their fourth album, Reckoning, with the intent of mixing European-flavoured melodic hard rock with an infusion of modern American influences. It is offset by Jonas Månsson, distinct yet harsh vocals, to give a platform to breathe. His guitar work is impressive, but his voice could be Marmite for some. This is a fine, brooding, atmospheric album, and I wish I could have given it a few more spins, but it really was up against some tough competition this month. That said, if you could only listen to this album this month, you will not be disappointed.
Tell you when we do listen to somebody and we're never disappointed, and that's Dom. But Dom's not here today, and so instead we're going to switch to Andy. Andy, what did you think?
I thought it was going to be nice, but okay, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Has that left you unsettled, Andy?
It's the point at which it was being nice. I knew something was going on.
Yeah, no, I was setting myself up for disappointment, and I'm never disappointed when Nigel talks.
Get used to disappointment.
I have no expectations. Anyway, yeah, it's a very Euro-sounding metal album which comes through for this. Paul brought up the vocals. Yeah, I'm kind of like leaning. I'm not entirely sure I like them. The way he sings too much, and it's sort of like a little bit of a harshness or a bit Uranus kind of vibe through for it. But I mean, the music was pretty good, without doubt. I think everybody else already mentioned the Mob Rules, sort of like the standout track which comes through for it. There was a good level of variety in terms of the music, but the sort of tempo was kind of like similar all the way through for it. Yeah, again, we're talking about a lot of these sort of like similar albums and whether they stand out or not. It was good, but it didn't stand out as much as some of the previous albums which we're talking about. But it's still really good and a good listen to and enjoyable. But it wasn't great from my point of view through for it. So good, but not great.
Yeah, okay. I thought this was a terrific album. I really did. I think that, I mentioned previously about a band that had a lot of variation, and sometimes that variation can be a little bit hit and miss. Well, I thought this variation, I thought they got absolutely spot on. Mob Rules is just a genius of a song. Absolute genius in terms of the way it kind of constructed itself, etc. there as well. I think, and the way that you are as well, I thought was absolutely beautiful. Absolutely, it was such a lovely tune. I really enjoyed this. It's a band that I would keep coming back to again. And you know, there was one or two tracks that was a bit maybe in terms of his vocals. I think you're right. Sometimes a bit Marmite, but overall, I love the grittiness. I love the variation of it. Terrific album. Absolutely terrific. Not perfect, but damn close, I think is one of the words I look to. Yeah, liked it. Now, will it be enough? Will it be enough to get into our Hall of Fame? If it gets 4 or more, it would get into our Hall of Fame and possibly a wildcard pick. Who knows? Let's find out then, shall we? Chris?
So I gave this 3.5.
Oh, okay. Andy?
3.5.
Oh. Dom also give this a 3.5. Oh, things are looking good. Paul?
I give this a solid 4.
Oh. Why? Well, I give us a very solid 4.5. Now, Trish's last vote to go. If Trish were to give this album a 4.5 or more, this will get into our Hall of Fame. Let's find out, shall we? Trish?
4.5.
Yay! Congratulations. Well done. Soul Syndicate getting an average of 4. Just crawls in, which is really good. It's our 37th album of the year, so pretty good. So it doesn't automatically get into our card, but who knows? One of you might go for a wild card pick, though nobody's given it a 5, so that's probably not going to happen. But still a solid effort. And also, it's basically it did creep into our. Well, it's 120th. No, it's not. It's our 96th album of all time. So that does get into our top 100 as well with that 4. So it's fantastic. Well done. Well done to Soul Syndicate. Look forward to your next album when it kind of comes out as well. What do you rock aficionados, you rock gurus, you rock gods out there? While you hit the like and subscribe button, hit a comment, let us know what you think if you listen to the album. That'd be amazing. Thank you very much. Thank you to my wonderful panel, and we will see you for the next episode. Bye for now.